The Altai or Altai are a Turkic people living in the Siberian Altai Republic and Altai Krai. For alternative ethnonyms see also Teleut, Tele, Telengit, Mountain Kalmuck, White Kalmuck, Black Tatar, Oirot. The Altaians are represented as a totality of small Turkic peoples like the Altai-Kizhi, the Teleut, the Kumandin, the Chelkans, the Shor, etc. The Altaians are presented by two ethnographic groups. The Northern Altaians include the Tubalar, the Chelkans, the Kumandin, the Shors. The Southern Altaians include the Altaian, the Teleut, the Teles, the Telengit. The Northern and Southern Altaians formed in the Altai area on the basis of tribes of Kalmuck Kipchaks. History. The Altaians were annexed by the Oirot in the 16th century. Mongols called them Telengit or Telengit in period of the Northern Yuan dynasty. After the fall of the Zheng Khanate in the 18th century, the Altaians were subjugated by the Qing dynasty, and they were called by the Qing court as Altan Yuri Yankai. However, Altaians are not related to the Yuri Yankai, a distinct neighboring Oirot Mongol ethnic group in Mongolia. They have had skills in metalworking dating back to the 2nd millennium BC. The Altai came into contact with Russians in the 18th century. In the Tsarist period, the Altai were known as Oirot or Oirot. The Altai report that many of them became addicted to the Russians' vodka, which they called fire water. The Altai were originally nomadic, with a lifestyle based on hunting, trapping and pastoralism, but many of them settled as a result of Russian influence. In regard to religion, some of the Altai remain Tengryists or shamanists, while others have converted to the Orthodox. In 1904, a religious movement called Agjanger-Burkanism arose, perhaps in response to Russian colonization. Prior to 1917, the Altai were actually considered to be many different ethnic groups. With the rise of the 1917 revolution, the Altai attempted to make the region a separate Burkanist republic called Oirot, but the support for the Mensheviks during the Civil War led to the venture's collapse after the Bolshevik victory and the rise of Joseph Stalin. In the 1940s, the Altai were accused of being pro-Japanese, and the word Oirot was declared counter-revolutionary. By 1950, Soviet industrialization policies brought Russian immigrants, reducing the proportion of Altai from 50% to 20% of the population. Ethnic Altaians currently make up about 31% of the Altai Republic's population. Demographics. According to the 2010 Russian census, there was a total of 69,963 Altaians who resided within the Altai Republic. This represented 34.5% of the total population of the Republic, compared with 56.6% ethnic Russians, which makes the former a minority in their own homeland. However, ethnic Altaians have a much higher fertility rate than Russians and other Slavic peoples who have transplanted into the region, and while the median age of the Altaian population is much lower than Russians, the Altaian population growth is expected to continue exceeding that of the others for the foreseeable future.